The hunt for the Oak Island treasure was featured in an episode of a TV series called Treasure, back in 1958. Treasure was short-lived, lasting only one season. The show tells the familiar story of Smith, Vaughn and McGinnis finding the money pit in 1795, the booby-trapped flood tunnels, and so on. But the show is actually a valuable piece of Oak Island history. It was filmed before the rest all tragedy. Before the Reader's Digest article that inspired Rick and Marty Lagina. Before Fred Nolan surveyed the island. Before Dan Blankenship and his borehole 10X. The show came more than 20 years before the now famous 1979 In Search of episode about Oak Island, which many people today say was how they first heard about the treasure. But the episode is most significant because it shows Oak Island before Robert Dunfield destroyed its landscape in 1965, obscuring the location of the money pit. In 2016, Rick and Marty Lagina spent $2 million trying to find the money pit but failed to do so. In the treasure episode, a Commander Ian Murray takes a camera crew around the island, guided by a Mr. and Mrs. Hansen. Interestingly, the commander says the island is a dangerous place to walk around because of all the holes and all the abandoned equipment from prior searches. Here, what looks like a pond was actually the remnant of an earlier searcher shaft, dug down parallel to the money pit, though the commander does not identify who dug the shaft. The guides take the commander to what they say is the actual money pit. At that time it was still filled with wood framing from earlier searches. Maybe this is some of the same wood that Rick and Marty Lagina are finding to this day. These could be some of the last known pictures of the location of the actual money pit. The show did not mention the legend that 7 men must die before the treasure would be found. But it did quote a different legend, that the treasure would not be found until the last oak tree on the island had died. At the time of filming, there was only one oak tree left, and it was dying. When asked what he thought might be buried in the money pit, Commander Murray said it could be the treasure of the pirate captain Black Sam Bellamy, who died in 1717. It is true that Bellamy was a successful pirate. But Bellamy's main ship, the Widow, which was indeed filled with treasure, sunk in a storm in 1717, near Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Black Sam went down with his ship and drowned. But treasure from the Widow was found by Barry Clifford in 1982. So the treasure on Oak Island was not Bellamy's. This 1958 episode of the series Treasure is a true gem and important part of the Oak Island history.